Warning: potentially triggering topics up ahead, including mentions of death and harm to children. Also, spoilers for some quests in Inazuma, because, of course, Inazuma has all of the darkest stories. Happy spooky month, and let's get on with the first story. Through the Mists. In the seasons when the Thunderbird flew amidst the stormy mountains, a young lad sang without fear. Attracted to his voice, the prideful Thunderbird landed by his side. Curious tunes, tiny human, afraid not of thunder and storms. They said I can bring peace to thunder and storms. The young lad paused and answered. The adults in the village all said that I can bring peace to thunder and storms. I was too embarrassed to sing in the village, so I came here to practice. But I guess you like my song then? I do not know. I only know that I have never heard it before. Well, then I shall sing you another tune when you come again with thunder and rain. The Thunderbird cried but kept its silence, for his was an enchanting song. The story of the Thunderbird, guardian of Tsurumi Island, is told through the Thundering Fury artifact set and the World Quest series called Through the Mists. While completing the quest, we visit Tsurumi Island and meet a young boy named Rue. Well, we thought he was young, until he claimed he was thousands of years old. Things get even stranger when people who you talked to just a few minutes ago eventually disappear. Others who you meet on the island don't even acknowledge you, as if you aren't even there. And there's an important mystery behind this. Tsurumi Island is supposed to be uninhabited, void of human civilization for thousands of years. This is what we eventually learned. Long ago, the people of Tsurumi Island believed the Thunderbird to be their protector. They would fear its power to bring down purple thunder and rain, and would pray for its blessings. But the Thunderbird did not care for whatever the people did. The legendary being saw that these humans, like other animals, was something beneath her, and so she was ambivalent to the worship the people brought to it. However, she did pay attention to one human, a little boy whose singing touched her heart. The Thunderbird was curious about the boy's wonderful singing and how the boy showed no fear in her presence. He even befriended her, innocently giving her the name Kana Carpathia, and promised to sing for her again should they ever be fated to meet. But this promise will never be kept, because the people of Tsurumi Island were getting desperate. They could not find a way to appease the Thunderbird no matter what they tried. And so, they decided the ultimate price would need to be paid to satisfy the Thunderbird and receive its blessing. A human sacrifice. It was the first and last meeting between the Thunderbird and the young boy. For the next she saw of the boy was when his blood filled the golden goblet on the sacrificial altar. The boy who befriended the almighty Thunderbird and named it Kana Carpathia was sacrificed by his village people in the festival to appease the Thunderbird. The village people thought this would genuinely make the Thunderbird happy, and all Rue wanted to do was the right thing. But this did not make the Thunderbird happy at all. The humans had taken away her friend. The boy whose singing touched her heart, and left her with a broken promise because he would never be able to sing for her again. Furious, the Thunderbird destroyed the entirety of Tsurumi Island and left no one alive. only those who had fled Tsurumi Island long before the incident would survive. And so an entire village was wiped out, with the blood of an innocent boy staining the ceremonial altar because of a simple misunderstanding of what the Thunderbird wanted. Due to the ley line disorder caused by the Thunderbird's power, Tsurumi Island was cursed to relive the events which led up to that fateful day for eternity. Until finally, a traveler arrived and brought Rue to sing to the Thunderbird one last time, finally fulfilling the promise that was made thousands of years ago. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. The Sun Children of Enkanomiya. The final story for today is strung together from lore that can be found throughout Enkanomiya and is widely considered to be one of the darkest, if not the darkest, Genshin Impact has ever gotten. Long before the events of the game and even before the fall of Khaenri'ah, the island fell into the ocean. This plunged the entire place and its people into darkness. And in the darkness, the people were terrorized by the Baptismal Bishops, an ancient, intelligent, and vicious race of creatures that detests humans. But the people of Enkanomiya had a hero by the name of Abrex, who learned how to construct an artificial sun for his people. Not only did this give them light, getting them out of the period which they called the Year of Darkness, they were also now able to use this light to fend off the bishops. However, behind the scenes, a dark plot was brewing, and the people of Enkanomiya would not find peace. A group of nobles among the people realized the creation of the artificial sun could serve their desire for power and control. They made the artificial sun a god, creating what was effectively a cult. And all cults need a figurehead, someone who the people would look up to as a human representation of the divine provenance of the artificial sun. But this figurehead had to be malleable, easy to control, and naive. So they picked a child to be the ruler of Enkanomiya and gave them the title of the Sun Child. These children given the title of the Sun Child were, of course, totally incompetent rulers since they were only children, but driven further by their greed for power and control. The nobles would manipulate the Sun Children to perform heinous acts which the people could not defy. One person who tried to rebel was Abrex, and the cost for his disobedience was to be imprisoned in the artificial sun, his own creation, never to be seen again. The people of Enkanomiya would resent these children, even though they knew the Sun Children were only scapegoats. And the Sun Children would grow to resent their own existence. And once the Sun Child grew too old and difficult to control, the nobles would replace them with a new one, disposing of the previous Sun Child in the best way they knew how, in a ritual the Enkanomians called the Rite of Solar Return. The Sun Child would return to the artificial sun.
It's just a shame that I have this festival called the Rite of Solar Return to attend to. Once the festival has ended, I'll find an opportunity to sneak out of the Dainichi Mikoshi. Let's have some fruit juice together instead.
These children were incinerated in the god they worshipped, thrown into the artificial sun to be burned alive. And this would continue for 7 generations of sun children before a child found the serpent god Orobashi, who was convinced to free the people of Enkanomiya once and for all from this era of tyranny.